general way, I don't give a fuck. Don't call me out my name. Secondly, you do give grace to bigots more than you give grace to people who are actually modeling for you. And I don't give a fuck if you don't believe it or you don't see it, but that is facts. And if you need to poll the audience or if you need to ask anybody else in this panel, or if you need specific examples, let me fucking know. But that is what you do. People are going to be confused by your rules because you don't even enforce your fucking rules. Because quite literally, QB was blocked out of the space because you said that she was supposed to be blocked, and she came back 5 to 10 minutes later and you had a conversation with her. You want to be upset because people keep asking questions and addressing you, then be upset. But don't act like you don't know where it fucking comes from. You know exactly what the fuck you're doing and why this keeps happening, why everybody has an issue with it. So either you put on your big boy pants and just put your foot down and tell people this is the way it's going to be, or stop complaining.
So I was not trying to abuse my mod powers. I simply came up to ask about James, and Daniel wouldn't shut up, so I just wanted to be able to speak. It had nothing to do with, like, I don't like Daniel. Yeah, I don't fucking like Daniel, but I wasn't gonna, like, abuse my mod powers against him, or I would have already been doing that in the comments. I didn't mute him until I came up here so that I could actually speak to T-Bone. And I just wanted to know why I couldn't mute James. The reason why I even asked if I could mute James is because I noticed how he's always derailing the conversation. And I thought y'all were having a decent conversation until James started doing that, as he always does. That's the only reason I asked, why can't we mute James? Like, we know he's a bigot. It's not like we need to expose him. He's shown his fucking ass. And I'm tired of seeing it, but I'm not gonna mute him for no reason.
Jesse, are you here?
I'm here. Is there someone in the request?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna drop down.
Hi, T-Bone. Hi, everyone. T-Bone, I think you're doing a great job. Yes, it's very hard to be a host. Absolutely. Can everyone please tap the screen? Gift the host, gift the panel. Tap, tap, tap. That's all I had. You can wrap me up. Thank you.
So, T-Bone, I got 3 suggestions real quick, if I can make it in my minute. Number 1, as far as your live goes, I feel like a lot of this can be, a non-factor if your backgrounds, all your backgrounds say not a safe space. And guys, I've seen on other lives, you put like words that the mods can see. You cannot say these words or write these words equals an automatic mute. I feel like that eliminates some of that questioning, so you don't have to, just in case you walk away from the phone and bit and shit like that. Number 2, I think you should pick a mod, like a mod that can actually take your place and make decisions, so that when you're not around, so that way, if you're away, let's just say Queen is the actual mod. Queen should be able to mute, drop whoever they want to when they deem it unnecessary. That's my suggestion.
Be fair, with the whole James thing, was anybody even worried about James' comments and stuff, who was actually having a conversation on the panel? Because it did sound personal. We were carrying on with the conversation.
And the person already said she was not phased and not worried about that man.
Right. So that's why I'm like, what was the point?
Now, if Adorna had an issue with it, that's a different.
Can I finish what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
So I'm saying, like, if Adorna didn't care, and if James was just in the comments and it wasn't derailing the conversation that was happening in the panel, what would be the point of muting him? Because it does sound like it's more of a personal thing, and it doesn't have anything to do with actually benefiting the panel.
Maybe y'all gonna eat me up for saying this, but I feel differently against slurs and bigotry as I do against people coming in here saying oh, y'all whine about race. Everything's about race. You're a race baiter. You can be racist as well. I don't think that is, I think that's opposition, and that's a difference of opinion versus someone calling somebody names, being derogatory towards them, doing sexual things towards them, whatever the case that would get somebody banned or blocked. But but white people coming in here, or even black people coming in here saying, "Oh, everything's about race. All y'all do is talk about race. Y'all are victims. Y'all cry about everything. Why? Leftist. I don't think that's the same. It's really not.
It's not. I agree with you.
I feel like if maybe we try and look at it from T-Bone's perspective.
I think maybe if you mute and stop telling us like we haven't looked at it from T-Bone's perspective, that would be great.
So annoying, observant.
The sigh is killing me. That was hilarious.
Okay. You gotta understand, hosts are trying to create a space where people
I'm trying so hard to not
have a conversation.
We posted before Bell, so we already understand.
I don't understand why you're making this a thing. We've already identified
host spaces like this all the time.
Like we've already identified that we understand that James was not a fucking problem. Like everybody has already said that. Like he says some racist things sometimes, but what he was saying earlier was not a fucking problem. And so the conversation was between him and Phoenix, and then it got extreme the fuck out because people want to come out their mouths and insert themselves or say some things that are unrelated to the two people that are talking. So I'm asking you to please be quiet so that they can finish the conversation.
So just to be clear, well, before I even get into that, I'm just going to give my apology to you, Observant, because again, that was not my intention, but I realized the impact on that, and that's not what I was trying to do. It was in my vocabulary. But with that being said, I don't feel like y'all are seeing it from my perspective, because if you were, these types of conversations wouldn't be happening. I understand that it's from...
I'm just saying, I don't know why people keep saying y'all when it was just Phoenix that came up.
Phoenix, though. But let's let T-Bone finish.
If y'all, if I feel like, and again, I'm not saying that it's everyone, but it's different times. This person feels this way and this person feels completely different, but it seems like everybody has a problem with like certain people coming in here and saying certain things, or certain things being in this space and it not being addressed.
I told you that, T-Bone, and I told you that it was going to happen. And I asked you, how are you going to handle it so that it didn't frustrate you, that you are going to get people that are going to keep asking the same questions over and over and over. And I told you to consider how you were going to handle that, because it's going to be an ongoing thing.
I'm going to try to address that. But I'm going to make this clear. Y'all feel whatever way y'all want to. If you ask any other opposition that comes in here, they're going to say the complete opposite. They're going to say that I give y'all grace. If you ask QB, if you ask Black Bigot, if you ask Osa, if you ask Bell, if you ask any of the other opposition, they're going to say the complete opposite, that I'm giving you all grace to be able to run the space what way y'all want to.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused
about what?
I'm so confused. So I think specifically it's just you say you want your space to be run one way and then it's not run the way that you want. And I think that's the issue. Like, okay. I don't think that you enforce the rules that you set. And that's my problem. I don't give a fuck.
I definitely try to enforce those rules.
I understand. I'm saying I don't give a fuck who's in your space or who's in the fucking box. I don't think that anyone really does. I think it's just like, if you're going to set some rules down, then fucking enforce them. Like, the conversation with Phoenix, in my opinion, shouldn't have even fucking happened, because we already know how the space is run.
Right.
So you should have put your foot down immediately and been like, there's no conversation to be had. James is in here because I want to have him in here, and if you have a problem with that, you can scroll the fuck out.
Well, I'm trying to be more understanding of situations, because just like y'all had a problem with what QB was saying, how can I deny how Phoenix is feeling as well? So I can't sit here and just be like, fuck you, Phoenix.
But there was a specific reason I had a problem with what QB was doing. That was specifically because that could have cost me my job or got me hemmed up in some fucking way. And someone saying that you have a victim mentality, or spamming in the comments that you're race baiting, when we know that motherfucker does it in every space and it antagonizes all of us, to me is not a big enough issue to make it into what it has turned into. So that's what I'm saying. On top of the fact that we've had this conversation multiple times about James, about people like James, and you said the same thing over and over and over again. And so now I'm telling you, it is time to put the big boy pants on and tell Phoenix she either needs to get with the program or get the fuck out. And I understand you want to be nice. I understand that you want to make sure that people's feelings are being taken into account, but this is literally a conversation we've had multiple times, T-Bone.
Observer, can I ask you a question, Observer?
No, you can't.
No. On some respectful shit. Like,
no,
you
can't.
Hold on, wait.
No, you cannot.
His boundary. He said no. He said no.
He does not want to talk to you.
That
He
was
said
wrong,
no.
right? Nobody should be calling anybody a P3DO, right? That shit
Now
is
this is
fucked
the
up.
time to drop him.
No. Hold on a second. No, I'm telling you that nobody.
He said no.
Phoenix, use your powers. Why don't you drop him?
It's
Because
concerning to me when people don't know that no means no. No means no. He said no.
T-Bone said he didn't want to talk to him. Somebody gonna drop him? Wonderful.
There are spaces all over this app that are safe spaces for Black people that are amazing and also needed, right? If you can't handle the smoke, I just want y'all to get the fuck out of the space. It's that simple. And I'm trying to say that as respectfully as I possibly can. This might not be the space for you. People are going to come in here and say harmful fucking shit. They're going to drop the N-word. They're going to call people the F-slur. They're going to call us victims. They're going to say all that bullshit. But the reason that most of the people come back to this space is because they can deal with these motherfuckers and they want smoke with these motherfuckers. So I'm not of the business of literally muting everybody that comes in here that we disagree with or says something that's fucking offensive. We throw them motherfuckers too. We be getting motherfucking, I'm saying